When you sabotage yourself right when everything was going to work out, you don't have a fear of failure, you have a fear of success. You know when you're about to get that promotion, land that relationship, or finally achieve something you've worked toward for months, and then you do something stupid that ruins everything. That's not bad luck. That's not coincidence. That's your mind protecting you from something it considers dangerous, winning. I'm your Freud translator, and today we're diving into one of the most painful patterns the human mind can create. Self-sabotage right at the finish line. Before we start, hit subscribe if you want to understand why your mind does what it does, and ring that bell so you don't miss any insights that could change how you see yourself. Let's talk about why success can feel more terrifying than failure. Section 1. The pattern everyone recognizes. Let me paint you a picture. You've been working toward something for months. Maybe it's a job interview. Maybe it's asking someone out. Maybe it's launching that business idea. You're prepared. You're ready. Everything is aligned. And then, the night before, you get drunk and oversleep, or you pick a fight with your partner, or you suddenly decide the whole thing isn't worth it anyway. Sound familiar? Here's what's wild. This isn't random. This isn't you being unlucky or self-destructive. This is your unconscious mind following a very specific script, and Freud figured out why over a century ago. You see, most people think self-sabotage is about fear of failure. Oh, I'm just scared I won't be good enough. But that's not it. If you were afraid of failing, you wouldn't even try. You give up at the beginning, not at the finish line. The real fear? The fear of what happens if you actually succeed. Meet your punitive superego. To understand this, we need to meet one of the most vicious parts of your mind, what Freud called the punitive superego. Think of it as your inner judge, but not the fair kind. This is the judge that believes you don't deserve good things. Picture your mind as a courtroom. The superego is the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the judge all rolled into one. And it's already decided you're guilty. Guilty of what? Of wanting more than you deserve. Where does this come from? Your childhood, every time you were told don't get too excited, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Good things don't last, or you're getting a big for your britches. Your superego was taking notes. Maybe your family struggled financially, and there was shame around wanting nice things. Maybe you were taught that ambition was selfish. Maybe you learned that standing out was dangerous. Your superego absorbed all of this and created a rule. If I succeed, something bad will happen. So when success gets too close, your superego hits the panic button. It says, we need to stop this before we get punished. And it doesn't care how much damage it causes. It would rather you sabotage yourself than risk the imaginary punishment that success might bring. The death drive, your mind's reset button. But there's another player in this game, and it's even more fascinating. Freud called it the death drive, or thanatos. Now, before you panic, this isn't about literally wanting to die. It's about your mind's compulsion to return to a state of calm, even if that calm is chaos. Think of it like this. You know how when your phone gets too hot, it shuts down to protect itself. Your death drive is like that, but for your psyche. When the tension of potential success gets too overwhelming, it hits the reset button. Success means change. Change means uncertainty. Uncertainty means your mind has to work harder to predict. What's coming next in your unconscious, it hates. Unpredictability, it would rather stick with familiar pain than risk unfamiliar pleasure. This is why you'll see people who finally lose weight, then gain it all back. People who get clean from addiction, then relapse right after a major achievement. People who build successful businesses, then make inexplicable decisions that destroy them. It's not weakness. It's not lack of willpower. It's your death drive saying, this is too much stimulation. Let's go back to what we know, even if what we know hurts. The unconscious beliefs driving the sabotage. Let's get specific about what your unconscious might be telling you, because self-sabotage always has a story behind it. Story number 1, if I succeed, I'll lose the people I love. Maybe you grew up in a family where achievement was seen as betrayal, where getting ahead meant leaving others behind. Your unconscious learned success equals abandonment. Story number 2, if I succeed, I'll be exposed as a fraud. This is imposter syndrome on steroids. Your unconscious believes that success will put you under a microscope, and everyone will discover you're not as good as you pretend to be. Story number 3, if I succeed, I'll have to keep succeeding forever. Your unconscious looks at success and sees a trap. It thinks, if I win this time, I'll be expected to win every time. That's too much pressure. Story number 4, if I succeed, I'll become someone I don't recognize. Your unconscious has a very specific image of who you are. Success threatens that identity. It would rather keep you small and familiar than large and unknown. Which one of these resonates with you? Because I guarantee at least one of them is running in the background of your mind right now. How to recognize your sabotage patterns. Now that we understand the why, let's talk about the how. How do you actually spot your sabotage patterns before they destroy your progress? First, pay attention to your body. Self-sabotage often starts with physical symptoms. Suddenly you're exhausted right before a big opportunity. You get sick. You can't sleep. Your body is trying to create an excuse for why you can't follow through. Second, watch your thoughts. Right before you sabotage, you'll notice a shift in your internal dialogue. Maybe this isn't the right time. I don't think I'm ready. What if it doesn't work out? These aren't rational thoughts. They're your superego preparing for attack. Third, notice your behavior with other people. Do you pick fights right before good things happen? Do you isolate yourself? Do you suddenly become too busy for support? Your unconscious is trying to create distance so the inevitable disappointment hurts less. The Freudian solution. Here's what Freud would tell you to do about this pattern. Step 1. Make the unconscious conscious. You can't fight what you can't see. Start journaling about your sabotage patterns. When do they happen? What triggers them? What stories are you telling yourself? Step 2. Question your superego. Every time you hear that inner voice saying you don't deserve success, ask it, says who? Based on what evidence? What would happen if I ignored you? Step 3. Practice tolerating success in small doses. Your unconscious is like a muscle. It needs training. Start with tiny victories and gradually increase the stakes. Let your psyche get comfortable with good things happening. Step 4. Find a way to sublime at the death drive. Remember, it's not trying to hurt you. It's trying to regulate you. Give it healthier ways to release tension, exercise, creative expression, even controlled challenges that satisfy its need for intensity. Step 5. Get support. Freud invented the talking cure for a reason. Whether it's therapy, coaching, or just honest conversations with people who understand, you need witnesses to your pattern. You need people who can call you out when you're about to sabotage yourself. Look, I want you to know something. If you recognize yourself in this video, you're not broken, you're not weak, you're not destined to sabotage yourself forever. You're just running an outdated program that was installed when you were too young to question it. The fact that you're here, watching this, trying to understand yourself better, that's already success. That's already growth. Your unconscious might be scared of what you could become, but I'm excited for you. So tell me in the comments, what's your biggest sabotage pattern? When do you tend to hit that self-destruct button? And what's one small step you could take to interrupt the pattern next time? If this video helped you understand something about yourself, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, your unconscious might be scared of your success, but the world needs what you have to offer. Subscribe for more insights that help you understand the mysterious workings of your mind. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore another fascinating corner of your psyche.